Hello, in this video we're going to talk about the laser pen for the cue, which is a device I have, part of the range of training equipment that I have, is for showing you how the cue's behaving with accuracy when you're down in the shot, i.e. when you're in the address position and you're feathering the cue ball through to the final delivery of the cue, how the cue's performing in terms of accuracy. Now, this is something that I had made and 3D printed to house the laser pen and to be able to fit onto the cue. So what you do is you slide it onto the cue and then you find out which part of the cue you hold, if you hold it in the same place consistently like I do. Find out where you hold the cue and then just twist it around until it's directly over the cue in a straight line, which is there. And then just to put the laser on, you just slide it back and the laser's on, as you can see. And what it does is it shows you if there's any movement of the laser, because if there's any movement of the laser, then it's just showing you and indicating where the flaws in accuracy are. So I'll just come in and around onto the balk line. Now, we're going to use the balk line as a guide for our position in the stance, and it will also allow us to find out whether or not the cue is wandering from one side to the other. So I'll get down in the address position over the balk line. I'm in the position, and you just have to raise your bridge hand up slightly so that you can find the nose of the cushion. And that's where I'm going to keep the laser, right there. So, when you get down and you're playing a shot rehearsal, keep the tip on the nose of the cushion, the bottom part of the nose of the cushion, and try and keep that dot in that place. So to play naturally, you're going to see how much that dot's wandering around. I.e., if I didn't have the device on the cue, this is what's kind of happening to the cue, and I'm not seeing it, so it's very important. So I'll get down, find the balk line, raise the bridge up, and let's see. And as you can see there, it's rising and falling as the cue goes forward, and as the cue comes back, it's rising and falling. So it's going to show you what kind of a grip configuration you've got and if it's got any errors that you need to eradicate. So now the kind of things that can happen are the cue can twist like this as you go forwards, and as you go back it can twist, sort of like this kind of movement here. We can try and eradicate that, and for me, for my grip configuration, it's because I've got a closed fist grip. Because my index finger's on the cue, that will force the cue around and it will kind of rotate because of my wrist as the cue goes back. So what I do to combat that is I lift my index finger out and just apply pad pressure. So that would solve that problem. So I get down over the balk line and I've got a lot more control now, and it's a lot less movement with the cue. So that's the first stage. And the second thing we can do is we can further minimise that up and down movement by how much pressure we have on our chin with the cue. So if you've got too much pressure, it's not good anyway overall. It's not a good thing. So if you can reduce that pressure on your chin, you'll find that you've got much more control and the cue is on a much leveler playing field. So get down. Much smoother and much more accurate. And I found that out straight away there by doing that. So that's the other thing. Now, what else we can do is we can play a full shot rehearsal to see how the cue performs with a power shot, because that's one of the most important things, because to maintain accuracy in a power shot is one of the most difficult things to do in the game. So let's see what happens with that. So I'm getting down, I'm on the baulk line. Smooth pressure on the chin. Now I'm going to bring the cue back and strike. And I went to the left slightly there. And to minimise that kind of movement from left to right, which is the most important thing, what we can do is we can make sure that the chest contact is a lot more in line with the line of aim. So a bit more contact with your body, which will help. So I'll bear that in mind on this address. So I'll get down, more chest contact with the cue. Bring the cue back and through. And it minimised it. The effect is still there, but it minimised it. So what else I can do to try and help to combat that is have a more flexible wrist position. So not restricted to encourage movement from the cue. I'm going to just relax the grip slightly on the grip hand, and that should keep the direction of the cue straight over the line of aim. So I'll get down, more chest contact, slack a wrist, bring the cue back, gradual and through. And that was pretty much as accurate as I can get. So it was the wrist that was encouraging sideways movement. And that just goes down to the timing of the shot, because it's all about the timing of the shot at the end of the day. Because there will be errors as the cue goes forward because of the amount of power you're applying for the shot required. And it's all about what happens when that tip makes contact with the cue ball, because once the cue ball's left the tip of the cue, it doesn't matter what happens afterwards, because the cue's already on its intended path anyway. But the more we can minimise those faults, the better prepared we'll be in a game, and we'll be more confident and more reassured that no errors are going to jeopardise what we're trying to do. So, and like I said, this tool is just brilliant for showing you these little aspects that are pretty much invisible in normal play. And this is just a part of the range of equipment that I do have at my disposal. And if you do come down for a lesson, then this is the kind of thing that I can show you to help you and to find any faults that need fixing. And this will do that job very well indeed. So if you were to come down and book a lesson, then this is one of the things that we could be using among the other range of equipment that I've got. And it will be great to show you just how effective these kinds of equipment are for helping people to learn and progress and stay on that learning journey and enjoy the game a lot more. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please leave some comments or give me suggestions for other content that I can provide, and yeah, it'd be great. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye.